Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hot Pink Sunday is back. As you can see, I'm back in my whole hot pink thing today. But I thought because of what we're going to be talking about today, because it's been a week, you guys, it's been a week. The news out there, the breakups, the feuds, the divorces, there's a lot happening, but it's no one's surprise really, because we are going through 7 retrograde planets, and Mercury is retrograde, which just shows us why there's been so much going on this week. But we've got our beloved and lovely Zack Peter in the house. Hey, how are you, my
Hello.
love?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I feel like I've had a better week than you've had, but
uh, I've had an eventful week.
Oh, yes, you have, but we're not going to talk about this right now, or maybe we will. We'll see how it goes, because today we're going to talk about the breaking news. There's more
Oof.
Bravo breaking news in the house. Well, not in the house, in the Bravo verse. And that's Carl and Lindsay from Summer House call it quits. Are we surprised, Zach?
A little bit, but now that I've gotten a little more context into what I think is happening, hopefully the tarot cards will be able to provide a little more clarity. I think I understand why the cast isn't shocked by this.
Yeah, I think we're not. I wasn't for sure. I can tell you that. I mean, I couldn't see it. I could see why Lindsay wanted to make this work with Carl, but I didn't feel the same way. I didn't feel the same energy coming from Carl, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. So we're going to start with that, and then we'll get into the whole Heather McDonald, Justin Martindale, and Jeff Lewis, because he's in the mix now. The whole drama there, and there is a lot. People get heated. There are camps, just like back in the day, back in March, where there was the whole Heather McDonald versus Megan Weaver, or Megan
Mm,
Weaver versus Heather McDonald. There was a lot of like Team Megan, Team Heather. We are here, guys. There are no teams here. What we're trying to do, we're trying to be as objective as possible. Obviously,
yeah,
Zach and I do have our own opinions. We're entitled to them, but it doesn't mean that we're playing teams. Okay. We're also
right.
asking the cards just to get clarity. And I just want to say that keep it civil, you guys. Keep it civil.
Yeah.
You always do. I love this community because everyone's really kind. Yes, we can disagree. It's fine, but just don't get too heated, you guys. This is just podcast, YouTube, Bravo drama. It doesn't
Yeah.
affect our lives personally. It doesn't really affect us. We just get invested in stuff like that because people like drama. But just
Mhm.
remember that, okay? It's not going to affect your life in any way, shape, or form. So keep it kind. That's all. So let's dive in. And I see Donna's in the house. Hey, Donna. Oh,
Donna.
where is she? Sorry, just brought up. There she is. Hey, Donna. Donna was on my channel a couple of months ago as well. We did talk about Vanderpump rules, and there was a whole scandal stuff. And we did talk about generally about the future of reality TV. So, you guys, let's dive in. I know, Zach, you have a lot of questions about
Yeah.
this whole thing. So let's start.
We're starting with Carl and Lindsay, right?
Right. Let me just bring up my tarot cam so people just can see the cards. Give me one quick second, everyone. Sorry about this.
Activating my third eye. Wait, so
And
tomorrow's September 4th, right? Isn't that when I'm allowed to hit up my ex again?
I was just going to tell you that. I was just going to say that. Well, don't do it tomorrow. Can you wait for like one day until the whole
No,
energy?
I'm literally so done with any exit. Like I'm so ready. We're fresh stick only.
Yeah, and guys, I've been holding Zach back for like 2 weeks now. He's like, "Can I do it now?" What? I'm like, Zach, just
Well, only
hold.
because any former connections that I feel like I've connected with in the past few weeks, I feel like it's never gone well. Like I'm like, I need fresh energy, clean energy. So we'll see. Okay, I'm ready to dive in.
All right,
What do
but
you need
also
from me?
a reminder that we have Mercury retrograde. So
Yes.
although Venus is going direct, it's still, so that can bring up, as we know, misunderstandings, tensions, etc. Just have that at the back of your mind. Right, let's go back to Danielle and Lindsay now. Okay, where do we start, Zach? So, what do we know? Because there's a lot of rumors and a lot of stuff going around. So, a lot of people say that Carl was blindsided. Can you a little recap?
Yes. So from what we've heard so far, they have called off their engagement. They were supposed to get married in November. That does not appear to be the plan. It sounded like production had already wrapped filming. It seems like they wrapped a little earlier because they usually wrap about Labor Day. So they wrapped filming for the summer. It may have, I thought maybe it was because the house was maybe already booked for Labor Day weekend and they weren't able to film there. But filming wrapped, Carl went to production, told them he was breaking up with Lindsay. They showed up at her apartment, filmed the scene where they end up breaking up, where Carl breaks things off with Lindsay. She appeared to be blindsided and is devastated. Danielle's rallying around her. I'm hearing that Carl's mom heavily influenced the breakup. There are also rumors that maybe Carl is interested in something else and Lindsay was possibly cheating. Those are just speculative rumors that are kind of more in the gutter. But I guess my first question would be, was Lindsay truly blindsided by all of this? Or did she see it coming?
Okay, let's start with Lindsay then, because I thought you would go, let's start with Carl, but let's start with Lindsay, and you're right.
Let's start with Lindsay, because I feel like there's a lot more we're going to dive into with Carl. That let's just see where Lindsay's at.
Okay, so Lindsay's first. I'm going to pull cards. You can see them here. Hold on, you guys. Tarot cam. I have to still get used to it. Let me move things around. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. So as you can see, I have the Six of Cups, the Five of Wands, and the High Priestess. Okay. So Lindsay, I feel Lindsay was really trying to make this work. And I knew this intuitively already just by watching Summer House and just watching last season. But I really feel that here's the thing, you guys, and this is not going to shock many people, I feel. The energy that I'm picking up from Lindsay's side, because we're looking at Lindsay right now, is more of this sibling, more of this, she sees Carl as family. There's that sibling energy there. There's that I feel safe, comfortable, secure with Carl. But on the other hand, they've been arguing a lot with this Five of Wands, you guys. There's been a lot of like push and pull. I feel that she wasn't blindsided 100%, because I feel from what I'm seeing here and what I'm being shown by spirit, that there were talks like breaking up and getting back together again. And there were talks about that. So there was a lot of that back and forth in their relationship. And it was intense. And we know Lindsay, High Priestess here. High Priestess always shows up like intuitively. Lindsay wasn't blindsided. I feel that she knew that they wouldn't get there. But yeah, obviously, when you hear it, when you're going through it, it's a shock, because your ego, there's so many emotions going around. And the thing is, what disappointed Lindsay is the timing of it all. This is what cards are just showing.
I think she was blindsided that he did it on camera more than she was blindsided by the breakup.
That too. Let me just pull some more cards. The Emperor. So the Emperor is strategy. And you got that right, Zach. I feel she sees that, and that's why she's hurt, and she's not going to drop that. You guys, Lindsay, she's a Leo. She is a lioness. She's going to make a big fuss out of this as soon as she recovers from the shock, let's just say, shock in quotations. But this was strategy. She sees that as very strategic from Carl's side, and that's what hurts even more. From Lindsay's side. 10 of Swords. There you go, guys. 10 of Swords at the end. This is the death of a relationship, the death of a friendship, the death of something. That's it.
I don't think there's any coming back from this. What, like friendship or anything? I think it's done. He really cemented it. Was she cheating? That's the other rumors. Was there some possible infidelity in this relationship?
I don't see it, but we'll ask the cards. But I don't intuitively see her cheating. because I feel she really wanted to make this work. She had a timeline. She has abandonment issues. I feel that she wanted to go ahead with it despite the issues, despite the bumps. But let's see about Lindsay.
I feel like I feel like maybe there was talk of her cheating and maybe she didn't actually cheat, but I feel like that probably came up on the show that maybe the other girls thought that she wasn't entirely faithful to Carl.
Maybe she was flirting and they saw it as cheating. Okay. But flirting is not really cheating.
Yeah.
At least in my book, everyone's different, but maybe that's what they were alluding to. But I have to say, no, I feel she didn't cheat. It doesn't come up as cheating. Look, I have the 9 of Wands. If you can see it, I'll bring them up here so you can see them. So have the 9 of Wands and the King of Swords. No, she wasn't cheating. She was actually, as I said, trying to make it work. And I do feel that she was quite defensive and protective over her relationship. So she wouldn't do that because she wouldn't want to be the one who basically steps out of this relationship. King of Swords is also communication. I feel that Lindsay's issue with Carl, some of the issues in their relationship was the lack of communication and the way that he communicated or he didn't communicate certain emotions, feelings, and things. And I do believe that. I do believe that.
Okay, should we dive into Carl?
Oh yeah, you're just dying to get all that, the juicy stuff.
I want to know what prompted this. Was it like an inner conflict with himself? Like maybe he wasn't fully emotionally invested in it? Was it related to sobriety and maybe they were just not compatible? I know what the streets are saying, but I'm curious what the spirits are saying.
Yeah, let's ask the spirit. Let's tell them, or let's allow them to give us the story with Carl. So I'm asking, how did Carl feel in this relationship and what led him to that? Okay. How did he feel about this? Ooh, 2 of Swords. You guys, I'll give you, that was a jumper card. And it's always, the jumper cards are the ones that you have to pay attention to. As you know, you're learning too, Zach. 9 of Swords. Oh, guys. Swords. I'll explain in a minute.
He likes the swords. No, wait. Sorry. That came out wrong. Sorry.
Maybe he does. Who knows? But this is not what this is about. All right, you guys.
Sorry, that wasn't. That kind of just slipped, and I didn't mean it. Hit me after I said it.
It's okay. It's Mercury retrograde. Things come out without us realizing. Right. 2 of Swords. He was of 2 minds. Like he was really sort of stuck in the middle. Should I or shouldn't I? Do I want to make this work? It was like a back and forth with Carl. 9 of Swords. Swords, you guys, it's the air element, it's communication, it's what I put forward, the facade, or what I like to project. Okay. 9 of Swords. I don't feel other people were involved. That's not what led to this, but definitely what led to this is that Carl was not happy. I feel he was not happy the way it was all going. It had to do with communication issues. I also feel it was outside the show as well. It could have been issues regarding financial stuff too. So just saying, maybe there's a lot of stress and talks around paying rent and financial stuff and sponsors and getting sponsors for their wedding or whatever it was that they were planning. Okay. 5 of Swords, I feel, and 4 of Swords, I feel Carl had enough. He was just felt so much. He was a pressure cooker. Like he felt so much under pressure. And I feel not just by Lindsay, could be from his family, as you said, could it be his mom? Let's see if she comes up. The Magician. Oh dear. The Empress. There she is. Zach, you always come with a good tea. You always got with good info. Because this tracks with what you said. Mom comes up, a magician is manifesting or making things happen. And that magician next to the mom. So I feel that Carl has a very close relationship with his mom. He opens up to her. I think that he has that kind of relationship with her. And he did share with his mom that he was unhappy or under pressure or stressed, or he didn't feel like himself. Not just in the relationship, but generally. The relationship, I feel, just added to the stress and the stuff that he's going through. And yeah, ooh, the Hierophant in reverse, you guys. You've seen that. And I don't read reverse cards, but when they do, Hierophant is the marriage card. This was not going to happen, you guys. This marriage relationship was doomed from the pretty start. Well, that Hierophant here, I'm just going to bring him back up here. And the Knight of Wands. He isn't, look, he has love and he is attracted to Lindsay. And I feel that he also, at the beginning, wanted to make this work. He did, but I feel he wanted to make it work because of that picture that they, the way we saw them. It's that he wanted to make it work for the show because everyone was rooting for them. Not everyone except for Paige and Danielle, I guess. But Danielle's
He had
being
something to
vindicated
prove.
right now.
Yeah. Danielle's, I feel very vindicated right now.
Yeah, poor Danielle, because everyone was dragging her, and I felt so bad for her last season.
Wait,
Yeah.
what's going on between Danielle and Lindsay? Do you think that maybe Danielle's a little too attached to Lindsay?
Oh, I read somewhere, I don't know if it's true though, because a lot is going on. I read that like Danielle is really standing by Lindsay right now after the breakup. So, but let's have a look. Let's see what's up with the relationship. I will look at it from Danielle's side, okay? Because we want to see how Danielle feels about it or sees it. And before I go on, we've got 90 people in the chat, you guys. So please hit the like button and subscribe if you're new here. You're not going to regret it because this is your one-stop shop when it comes to tarot, astrology, spirituality, and pop culture, as you know. And also comment down below if you are in the replay crew and let us know what you think about everything that we're talking about today. Right. So let's look at Danielle. Danielle feels about Lindsay and about the whole situation. We just want to see. Ooh, Six of Swords in reverse. She's not over it. She has a lot of resentment, you guys, because Six of Swords came up in reverse. Six of Swords is usually coming out of a storm, like things are finally seem to like falling into place and mending relationship, rekindling, etc. But if it's in reverse, to me, it just shows that there is a lot of resentment and a lot of work to be done, Danielle. But she's definitely, you know what? She's forgiving. She's forgiving. She has, as I said, with that Four of Pentacles, there's a lot there. She knows, she really knows where Lindsay hides her skeletons and knows a lot about Lindsay. So the Fool, but you know what? Even though there was resentment and a lot of stuff that were said, not just in front of the cameras, but behind the cameras to Danielle by Lindsay and Carl, they will work it out. They will, like, I feel they want to turn a new leaf when it comes to this relationship, friendship even. Yeah, it's interesting. Ace of Swords, yes, they will definitely work through things. Not all of it. They're not going to go back to being besties in the way they were, but they're not going to be frenemies.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, one, she's vindicated, but two, I think there's going to be that resentment of like, you chose him over me and look at how it all went.
Yeah. But she'll like really stand by Lindsay because she needs friends and people around her right now. So
yeah,
it seems that's the thinking of Pentacles here. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Also, I feel part of the breaking up of this friendship, it wasn't just because of Carl though. I do feel it could have been, I don't know, I'm just putting it out there, and this for entertainment purposes only, but I do feel that Danielle probably lent Lindsay some money, or there was some kind of like financial exchange, which she never came out to say it in public, right? But I also think that was part of the demise of this friendship as well. Something regarding money.
Interesting. What was Carl's motivation for doing this on camera?
Yeah. I think that's what everyone wants to know. I think
Yeah.
that's the juice of it, right? So let's see, because I wouldn't, it wasn't something that I would expect from Carl to do, if you know what I
Right.
mean. So
I mean, he's not great with communication, so it's interesting that he chose to do it in this way.
yeah. So that's true. Carl, King of Cups, emotional. He was emotional. I don't think that he thought this through. Let's see though. That was the jumper card. You're seeing as I'm pulling the cards. Ooh, the Page of Pentacles here. What happened? The Hermit, the Tower. Anyone who reads tarot and who's watching this are gonna be like, oh,
What does it mean?
and I'll explain. Okay. King of Cups, very emotional. He was a very emotional place. He wasn't thinking clearly. I feel that it was just like one of those things where there was just so many feelings and emotions and things going on that he just couldn't. He needed out. He didn't want to play, to act that everything was good. But that Page of Pentacles and that Hermit, he's not in a space or in a place where he wants to be in a relationship. He wants to be on his own. I feel this is where it all comes down to. He hasn't recovered. He's still healing. He lost his brother. He is on a journey of sobriety. I feel that maybe he's struggling with that a little bit as well. And I also, with this Page of Pentacles, I feel there's a lot of stress around money issues. I don't know if he's working right now, what he does, but it seems to me that he's trying to figure things out. He's trying to figure his life out and rebuild his life. And it seems to me that he can't do that with Lindsay because they're on very different paths.
Yeah.
Very different paths. So, and he's not able to give. And it's not that he doesn't love Lindsay, although I haven't seen any cups while I've been like throwing the cards the last 10-15 minutes, just saying cups is like emotions and feelings. But I do feel that it's not personal towards Lindsay. It's more so he is drowning and he feels that it's unfair on Lindsay and it's unfair for him to, play to be part of an act.
Yeah.
Especially while filming and going through the whole wedding. So who's that Queen of Cups? Temperance.
Carl.
Who's the Queen of Cups? Do we know his mom's sign? We don't, because we can't find it online because she's not a celebrity or famous for us to Google her. But he is consulting or talking to, aside from his mom, to this woman here who is most likely a water sign. And Temperance, fire. I don't remember what calls. Ooh, death. Yeah, you guys, Carl needs help. Like, meaning when I mean help, I mean he really needs to go into hermit mode and stay away from the show, stay away from cameras, stay away from Kyle, from everyone. He needs to find himself, really. This is what this is all about. And I feel that Lindsay didn't really get it, and she was pushing and pushing and pushing, or she really wanted to make this work. She didn't want to come out as, here we go, another engagement or another boyfriend that didn't work out. You know what I mean? So
that makes sense.
Under pressure. He's really seriously under pressure, the way I see it.
Pressure coming. Yeah, well, you said finances. I mean, I think him losing Loverboy, only having the show and realizing the show maybe just isn't compatible for him anymore, because the show is about drunken debauchery and he doesn't want to participate in that anymore because his focus is on his sobriety and on, finding himself, healing himself, taking care of himself. And so he sees the show as a possible end for him. And yeah, I feel like
I don't
he's
know.
gonna take some heat.
JG says, then why did he propose? Like, guys are the worst. Listen, let's not generalize here. I think he proposed because he wanted to make this work, or he thought that he could. I don't really think that there were like bad intentions, or he wanted to make Lindsay appear bad or humiliate her in any way. I really don't. This is not what's coming up. I really feel that he came to a point where he said, I'm trying, but I can't do this to myself because I'm
Yeah.
I'm drowning. He's literally drowning. So what he needs is to take time out and just get some help, go back home, get some heal, get some whatever, do some meditation, do whatever you need to do, Carl. But this is what it boils down to in this relationship, which is sad for Lindsay. It is
He could
sad
go
for Lindsay.
to he can go to Raquel's treatment center.
There you go. Maybe they can start like, I don't know, like a support group or something.
There we go. A
Oh,
Bravo support group. They can, and Bethany can spearhead it.
oh God, here we go. Oh yeah, and then she will
should
charge
we-
them for advice. Yeah.
Should we talk Heather McDonald, or is there another question that people may have about Carl and Lindsay?
Chat, do you have any other questions, or should we move on to the juice? No pun intended, or pun intended. Let's see. Bravo support group. Okay. Right. Oh, he's 38. Okay, because Light Vision was asking whether they were going through their Saturn return. But no, they're too old for that. I mean, the next Saturn return would be around their 50s for both of them. So no, it's not that. It's just Carl needs to take some time out. He needs to work on himself. This is the real reason behind it.
Yeah.
So
I think Lindsay's going to have an Ariana glow up. Everyone's going to rally around her. She's going to kind of, not to that level, because I don't think this will hit Scandal level. It hasn't already. It's popular within the reality TV Bravo sphere, but I don't think it'll penetrate beyond that. But I do think Lindsay will have a glow up moment where everyone rallies around her. She's going to go to BravoCon. Everybody's going to be like, oh my God, Lindsay. They're going to clap for her. They're going to hate Carl because he blindsided her on camera. I don't think Carl's going to go to BravoCon. I don't think he should go to BravoCon. I think he needs to take a beat.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Let's see. So Sarah Bay says, what is the next move for Lindsay? Lindsay's next move. Lindsay will continue doing what she's doing. I assume, okay, and I don't need to throw the cards for that, but I assume she's going to be even more unhinged or appear more unhinged the next show.
Yay, I love an unhinged Lindsay.
And yeah, but Lindsay also needs to work on her abandonment issues and her own emotional issues. We all have them, but she has to work on them because, not every man that crosses her path is her future husband or is her future sandwich maker.
Yeah.
Just saying. But let's see. Oh, hold on. Phoenix wants to know if you're going to go on a date with Brian.
I don't know. Brian hasn't hit me up. Brian called into the hotline and asked me out on a date.
Oh.
I don't know.
We'll find out. So let's see. Do we think that Carl is going to figure out his stuff? The lovers. Yes, he will, you guys. But he's going to
find a lover?
No, he's going to start loving himself. This is literally just, because the question was, do we feel that Carl will figure it out, his own stuff? And that's, yes, he will eventually learn how to love himself. But that takes time. That takes work and energy.
Love and accept himself.
What was that?
I said he'll learn how to love and accept himself.
Yes. And he has to learn how to communicate better as well. He really needs to learn how to be more in touch with his feelings and not be afraid of expressing those feelings to whomever he is. But no, as I see this looking to the future, he's got work to do, you guys. So I actually think that maybe next season he should take a break. Like he needs a break from all of it. Okay. It's not just the cameras, but it's all of it. I feel that Kyle can be triggering Amanda because of Loverboy. The whole Danielle, there's just a lot. So yeah. So let's not blame Carl. I really don't feel that this was malicious or in any way to embarrass Lindsay. This was really just, he couldn't take it anymore. He wanted to be honest and truthful and transparent with what was going on. And it just came out the way it did. The timing was awful, but great for the producers and Bravo though.
I mean, listen, they're going to make some good money out of this. So let them get that coin.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, they will.
If you
Although they
can't
will
find love, at least you can find money. For love or money.
for love or money. Shall we get on to the next topic of today's show,
Yes.
which is the juiciest, the spiciest, everything. So while I'm shuffling, Zach, do you want to just keep everyone up to speed as to
Yes.
what is going on?
Yes. So there's this big podcast comedian beef going on right now. Heather McDonald, very famous comedian, has a very popular podcast called Juicy Scoop. She has regular recurring guests that come on the show. One of them being Justin Martindale. He's a comedian. He uh, I think he said he made 33 different appearances over the last 3 years on Heather's show. They would talk hot topics and pop culture, reality TV, whatever. He would go on tour with her. She would do live Juicy Scoop shows or live comedy shows, and he would open for her. She came out and she, on her Patreon, made a comment about not being invited to a pool party that he went to, and I guess seeming like she was bothered by it in some way. He then went on his podcast and did a good 30 minutes about how he feels really hurt by Heather. He made a lot of accusations about Heather. He alluded to her being transphobic. He claimed that she wasn't a really good friend, that, being on her show prompted a lot of negative comments that she didn't defend him on. He says that he was getting death threats and she didn't really have his back. He also claims that she prevented him from being a guest on Jeff Lewis Live. Heather then came out and was like, she kind of tried to downplay it and say that there's more to the story. Then Jeff Lewis has come out and he said, yes, it's true. I did talk to Heather. We had a conversation about all of this, and she did say she didn't want to have Justin on the show. So that is true. And so both Justin and Jeff have had a lot of things to say about Heather. Heather recently just did another Patreon episode yesterday, I believe. And she clarified, yes, she did have a conversation with Jeff Lewis about Justin and about Justin not going on Jeff Lewis Live, because she kind of felt like instead of everybody sharing the same guests, she wanted a little bit of space. So she's kind of addressed some of it. Justin, I don't think, has addressed it much since his podcast episode. It's basically a he said, she said, and Jeff is kind of getting into the mix of it. So I guess now hopefully we can find a little more clarity about what the situation is and maybe get a little more insight.
Yeah, because it's gotten ugly. It's gotten ugly.
Very.
It's gotten political as well. It really has
Yeah.
gotten political. And that's sad because now everyone's divided because of political ideologies and, what way they sway politically, which to me is wrong. And it's sad at the end of the day because we shouldn't be judging people because of that.
Yeah.
And I want to say that Zach is really fair. Like what I enjoy about Zach, and I'm not just saying it because he's here. I've been saying this for a while now. That I like that he's fair and he's fair with his judgment. And yesterday, the day before yesterday, you actually had a friend, a very popular podcaster from Australia called Jack Peterson, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And he got a lot of crap, right? Because he was just being pro Heather in the sense that he was trying to also bring forward arguments for Heather. And people were like really going after him. But Zach, I appreciate that you gave him that platform. I know you're friends, but at the same time, you were also, you weren't swaying from what you were feeling. You were just really.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think it's very easy to clickbait and to lean into the Justin side of things because that's kind of what everybody was talking about and everyone wanted to believe Justin. But I just felt like, Jacques had a really interesting perspective and I was able to kind of stay objective and look at both sides. Because at the end of the day, I have no skin in the game, right? I'm not best friends with Heather. I'm not best friends with Justin, whatever. So I was like, let's talk about it, but let's also offer an alternate perspective and let's do it in a way that is non-combative. And I think a lot of people were able to walk away from that conversation with Jacques and be like, wow, he helped me look at things differently because Zach was able to kind of keep things a little balanced, but also we were able to hear an alternate side that we haven't yet heard. And that was, a side that gave Heather, a little more grace.
All right. And like I want to remind everyone, Heather is a Gemini like you, Zach. Just because we always talk about signs here. So, and I feel like, unlike you, because it depends on your chart, because you're a lot more let's say, sharp when you communicate. You can put your argument forward in a very concise way, right? And I feel that that's where Heather is lacking, and that's
Yeah.
usually a Gemini thing, because Geminis, their brain works in different speeds and in different, it's just all over the place, and they try to always put things together, and they can be misunderstood. I'm just putting it out there because of Geminis. All right. I was raised by a Gemini. I know very well what I'm talking about.
Yes, I am a handful.
All right. So, oh yeah, and Storm's a Gemini too, who is down here in the chat. There you go. We have a lot of Geminis in the chat tonight. So, where do we want to start with this? Because there's a lot.
Do we think that there will be any closure? I think I want to see where we're going before we dive into the minutia.
Okay, if there's closure between Heather and Justin.
Yeah. Will there be any closure between Heather and Justin?
I would say no. Justin and Heather, please. All right. Let's see. No jumper cards. Justice. Oh, the Empress. 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. So let me just tell you what was coming through. And this is like what is coming through at the same time. Just, I'm looking at the cards, but I'm also getting other stuff coming through. Okay. First of all, let me just say both sides feel that they've been unfairly treated and they feel wronged. Both sides. So that's going to take a lot of work if there is ever a chance for them to reconcile. The Empress, 9 of Pentacles and 8 of Pentacles. Let me tell you this. It seems to me that Justin had a lot of amped up resentment. Okay. And I'm not saying before all this happened, right? Before all this boiled over, it seems to me that there were issues there. He saw Heather as someone he looked up to professionally, or as a comedian, I'm going to say, or someone who managed after Chelsea lately to, find her footing again and create a popular podcast. So, but this relationship was not really a deep, deep friendship. Neither of them saw this as a genuine, deep friendship. Yeah, they've known each other for a long time, as far as I know. But
It's a Hollywood friendship. It's an LA friendship.
It's a working relationship here. This was about working together. And I feel that Justin, and every time I watched him on her podcast, because I do listen to it, or I watch it on YouTube, not religiously, but I do. And every time because I would like pick up his energy, I always felt like Justin, yeah, I mean, he was polite. He was never rude. He was always going with her flow, and he would try to match her energy. But I always felt like he didn't like her, in a sense, allegedly. My opinion, this is my opinion, but he didn't really, that there was no connection there, if you know what I mean. And it comes up in the cards with that 8 of Pentacles, a working relationship. The Hermit. They're never going to get back together again as friends or as co-workers, co-hosts. No, it's done.
Maybe because the friendship was never that deep, so the stakes were really never that high, that now there's no reason to repair something that wasn't really, and he doesn't trust
her. He sees her as a Queen of Wands, meaning that someone who's going to bite you back, or that she's going to play dirty. And she has a little bit, because she has been hiding behind her paywall. Like, she has been coming, right?
Yeah. She did say that she thought that he was or not. I guess she kind of alluded to this on her Patreon, that she thought that he, that she felt like maybe there was some resentment because he had been on her show for the past 3 years, and maybe he just his career wasn't at the place that he expected it to be after all of that.
Yeah, I mean, it seems so. And I can tell you, and she's someone, she comes up as the Queen of Wands, even though she is a Gemini. I feel that she's not someone who's going to, let it slide. If you come out, if she feels wronged, or she feels like you backstabbed her, which this is how she feels, she's going to make it public. She's going to make a big thing out of it, and she's going to capitalize from it, which is what she's doing right now. And you know what? It's fine. Do it. I mean, everyone is hustling. Everyone, that's why people you podcasters do podcasts, because you actually want to put things out there, because you want to make your podcast successful. This is what's going on here. A Queen of Swords. So let me just tell you something. Ace of Swords. Wow. Okay. So they're both going to turn a new leaf when it comes to their podcasts and professional lives. I do feel that they're going to switch things around after all this drama and when the dust settles between them. Yeah. The Hierophant here. I don't know. Who's the Hierophant? That's really interesting. Like, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, Jeff Lewis, but it's not Jeff Lewis. No, it's not. In this case, in this right now, right here.
Well, what does that card mean?
The Hierophant is an institution, or it's like, I was thinking maybe Sirius, or if there is like, if she's working with iHeart, for instance, it would have been iHeart. It's like your big boss or an institution. It could be the state, the government, and it's next to the Ace of Swords. So I do feel that I feel this is Heather. She's going to switch things around. She's going to change things up with her podcast in the future. Not now, not in the next month or so, but maybe next year. But she's going to change things. And I feel that she's going to collab with like a big corporation or a big company. And so she will feel more protected, if you want. She might lose some of her rights, and maybe she's going to earn less than she does now because she has the freedom and the flexibility because she produces her own show. But I feel that she will be more protected, if you know what I mean. Like, this is like, she will be, this is how I see with the Ace of Swords. And also I feel, she's working on things right now. She's working on things. So I think
they'll both end up on top in the end. I mean, listen, everybody's talking about them right now. The dust is going to settle. People are going to be not so emotional eventually. Give it a few weeks once the dust does start to settle. But now so many more people are talking about them. So many more people know who they are. And I feel like, if anything, it's just helping to bolster both of them. What are you getting from Jeff in all of this? Was he intentionally pot stirring? Is he, what are you getting from Jeff? Because I feel like there's a lot to unpack with him too.
Let's see. Because now they're like, Heather is saying that she never told Jeff that he can't have Justin, or something like that, right? Because she said that it would make sense for you to have Justin, because back then he also had Brandy and Julie, and there's a whole drama regarding Jeff and Brandy and Julie now. But
Heather said that she said that there was a phone call that happened between her and Jeff where they both came to a mutual agreement that there were certain guests that they were going to allow to be exclusive to their respective shows. And that they were both in agreement about that. But then eventually Justin wanted to take a break from Juicy Scoop, I guess, because he was getting a lot of negative comments and whatnot. And then eventually, as he was taking a break, that's when Heather had lunch with Jeff and they talked about it. And she's like, listen, he's taking a break from Juicy Scoop. If you want to have him on your show, you can have him on your show. He's, doing his own thing right now. And she claims that Jeff in that moment said, no, he sounds like he's a lot of drama. I don't think I want to have him on my show, and kind of left it at that.
All right. While you were talking, I pulled Jeff's card, and the first card that came up was the devil card.
Uh-oh.
All right. And I have to say, you guys, I do listen to his show. I love his show. And he's a baby dictator in a sense, but I love him. I think he's entertaining. I wouldn't want to be employed by him, but I think he's really good at what he does. Just saying, but he comes up as the devil. So you guys, he's an Aries. Let me just say that. And Aries are normally very, very like upfront and blunt and direct, and they don't really lie. If they do, it's like a white lie here and there, but they're not known to lie, or not being truthful. But what this is showing me is that Jeff is hiding something. Jeff is not being 100% truthful, and he's hiding something with that Seven of Swords, Three of Pentacles. He knows something that he's not saying, and I feel that it doesn't mean that he's not going to say it. I feel that he's like, I've got that ace in my, I've got that ace in my pocket, and if I'll use it if I have to. Just saying, this is Jeff.
Against like something that he hasn't revealed about himself, or against Heather, or like what?
Yeah, against Heather.
Oh.
But to me, it's weird because they've known each other since USC, right? They've known each other since college days. So they've been friends for a very, very long time. And sure, there was the whole Megan Weaver thing, but he tried to be fair, although he wasn't 100%, but he tried to be fair and all that. He tried not to get too involved in all that. But I'm going to say to you guys, and this is my opinion, and this is for entertainment purposes only what we're doing here, but I don't think that, I do feel that Jeff is very loyal to people that show loyalty back to him. But I don't feel that Jeff is 100% like a Heather fan. If you know what I mean? I think that there are things there, but because of their history and because they collaborate and they have mutual friends, he's just tolerating stuff. If that makes sense, you guys. That Lovers, having the devil is just like acting like we're best friends, we're besties, we're good, blah, blah, blah. But it's an act. It's not how I feel. It's not how he feels.
So then it seems like Jeff and Justin were never really loyal to Heather.
No. But it wasn't, listen, with Justin, it wasn't like a deep, long-standing relationship or friendship where she would open up to him about her private stuff and talk to him about her issues, whatever. It was more of this like working relationship, and they're comedians, so they have some common points and things that keep like ties them together in this friendship. But with Jeff, I'm not saying it's not a genuine, it is a friendship, but it's not the same type of friendship that, let's say, he shows Megan Weaver. Or Shane, even though Shane is his employee, but still they're very close. That's not the type of loyalty. Chumps is one thing, but I don't feel Heather was ever a chump. He never brought her in as a chump, never saw her as a chump. And she knew that. She knew that, which is why I feel that people are calling her thirsty, and why she always felt bad, why she wasn't invited to everything, because she knew that she wasn't part of the inner crew. So that showed, and that's confirmed by the cards, they weren't close. They weren't that close. They were friends, but not that close.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Let's see what else. 6 of Cups. Oh, Lord. Jeff, I'll tell you something else with this 5 of Pentacles that comes up. It feels that Jeff has a lot of power, and I do respect him in the sense that he does want to help his chums, his friends, his allies. He wants them to succeed, right? He wants to see them succeed and make money, etc., etc. But it seems to me that Jeff maybe feels that he is from the past, way in the past. I feel that he's the one who opened up doors for her. Back when she was sort of like blacklisted because of Chelsea lately, and she was on her own and no one wanted to work with her because there was all that stuff coming out about her. And he feels that she should be more grateful, or she shouldn't forget what he did to help her out. Wow. So Jeff is not going to be very forgiving if, I don't know. I really honestly feel that this friendship is
Done.
is not gonna last, this friendship. I really don't.
Do you think it'll get worse?
Yeah. 9 of Swords, Ace of Swords. Yeah. Listen, they're going to try to confuse us. There's going to be a lot of like following on social media and cryptic posts and like, Jeff is going to go on his radio show and just like hint on things and make these like really sarcastic and dry jokes. Just to toy with us. What?
Yeah. What do you think this upcoming week is going to bring?
Ooh, I like that. That's very specific. Like, tell me more. Okay, hold on. This specific week when it comes to Jeff and Heather, or
Jeff, Heather, and even Justin, like what that trio, that dynamic, what is going to happen? I'm looking forward to this week. I'll say that, but I'm curious what the cards are going to reveal.
You think there's more coming out, right? You think there's going to be more drama?
It's going to be interesting. I'll tell you that.
I think so too, to be honest. I think it's just like the volcano is about to erupt.
Yeah. I want to know what's going to come this week and ultimately who's going to land on top.
Oh, wow, Zach. You're like, give me the deeds. Give me the deeds. Right. 7 of Cups. You're right. So starting off this week, seven days in a week. So I feel that every day we're going to be dealing with something different from a different camp. So it's going to be Justin, Heather's camp, Jeff's camp, then back to, there's going to be a lot of that going around this week. And a lot of, I'm telling you, wordplay and hinting and just putting things out there, but not being very like vague stuff. All right. 3 of Cups. Things are going to get emotional for sure with 3 of Cups. We're going to start getting tired of the whole drama because it's not going to make any sense to us, because people are going to start being more emotional, i.e. Heather or Justin, either, because Justin is getting a lot of hate right now from the Juicy Scoopers. So because of, the Sound of Freedom and everything that went down, and the things that he said about her. So yeah, that doesn't look good. King of Wands. And remember, King of Wands came up before, and I said, I feel Jeff's energy, Jeffrey, I wanted to say Jeffrey, Jeff's energy. Well, he comes up and I definitely feel that's his card. All right. King of Wands. Jeff is going to come in like the Messiah, like this, anti-hero is going to come in. He's going to set the record straight. Hold on, you guys. Shots fired. Oh, there are going to be shots fired this week. It's going to get ugly.
Oh.
It's going to get ugly. Jeff's like the puppet master, I'm telling you. Like, he knows what he's doing. And he also thrives in drama. Like, he has a lot of his own drama going on. But I do think that it makes his life a lot more exciting, having drama around him. That's fine. But shots fired. I think this is between Heather and Jeff.
You think Justin's fading out now? Now it's going to blow up between Heather and Jeff. I think that's where the stakes are. That's where the real tension is, because the history they have there. I think Justin was just the one that kind of spearheaded everything. And now that the closet's open, everything's about to come out.
Boom. And I don't know. Like, as soon as he said that, I'm like, ooh, Megan Weaver. I heard and I saw Megan Weaver, and I'm like, ooh, is there something new we're going to find out about Heather and Megan, and then Jeff? And is Jeff going to come out and reveal something? Let me pull a card. 2 of Cups. So yeah, 2 people, 2 are coming together. They're teaming up. Okay.
Could it be Justin?
No, I don't see it. I know there's been a lot of talking around that Jeff wants him on his radio show. Guys, I don't see it. Maybe he might invite him over because he's petty. He's petty AF. So if this all blows over with Heather, right, which is what is going to happen this week, and a lot is going to come out, he might even bring him on just to be petty and just, put her in her place, if you will. But no, I don't see Justin. As you said, I see Justin fading out of the picture. This is going to be like...
It's only going to piss him off even more, because he's going to be like, I dove into this and then they took over my feud.
Yes. Yeah, but I think Justin will be fine with that. I don't think he is someone, if I'm not mistaken, he's a Leo. Not 100% sure. Mods can check. but if I remember correctly. But aside from that, I feel Justin will be fine if he's not
Yeah.
mentioned again or he's not involved in this whole mess. And I think his podcast is doing just fine the way it is and the way things are. But I mean, there's a lot of pettiness, right? Because there's a lot of pettiness as well regarding whether Justin should go on Jeff's show and whether he's allowed. And I want to say something about that. Okay. So there are some content creators, and I've worked with some of those, Zach has as well, that do have an issue with working with certain other content creators because they've got beef with them, or because they feel threatened, or if they feel intimidated. That is something that we do experience in this world that we live in and the world that we work in. And I just want to say, so regarding that beef, I do see where they're coming from. Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to say this. You cannot go as a content creator to another content creator and say, and dictate basically what they're going to do on their channel, who's allowed to come on their channel, who's allowed to be on the chat or call in, okay? Because they're probably affiliated with someone you don't like or someone you have beef with, and then turn everything against you.
Yeah.
And I'm pointing towards myself because this is something that did happen to me. Zach knows. Okay. I haven't come out. I haven't spoken about it publicly because this is not a gossip channel. I'm not about gossip. I'm empowering people here. I'm teaching people things. And actually I enjoy talking about like pop culture stuff and reality TV because this is what I also enjoy in my free time to do. And so I'm just saying it because Zach, unfortunately, has been in the past, he's been misunderstood, but also at the same time, people have said things about him that is not necessarily true. What I'm trying to say is you guys use discernment. Anyone, if you're a content creator, if you are a follower, and also stop creating drama between content creators. That's the other thing.
That's a really hard thing that I think happens a lot more than people realize. And it's something I've had to check myself on is when people come to me with information or screenshots of something. Sometimes things are information is given without context to add fuel to the fire. And I made this comment on my show the other day that, like, yes, it's fun to add fuel to the fire for sure. But you have to remember that at the end of the day, when you're adding fuel to that fire, who are the people that get burned? They're two creators or whatever, and you clearly care about one or both of them. So if you're adding that fuel to the fire, why are you trying to burn people that you actually seem to like or content that you appreciate? It does get messy. There are situations where people, want to be a little more. I think it comes back to like scarcity mentality, and we're in this world where people feel like if you have something then I can't have it. I operate from a very different place. I think we can all share and we can all elevate and we can all help each other expand and grow together. I think that's a better way to grow and expand and lift each other up rather than try to take from somebody else, because when you take from somebody else, that's going to come back. And as you and I have seen, it always comes back in the end, and that's why you just have to operate and put your best foot forward and try to be the best person that you can be and support other people. We all work very hard in this community, and anybody that is willing to put their name and their face out on the internet and take criticism and feedback from strangers throughout the world, like, it's not an easy thing to do. So I have respect for anybody that's willing to do that. And I would never want to cock block anybody else because we all work very hard at what we do.
And we don't gatekeep either. I've helped a
Yeah.
lot of, like, I'm not a big channel, but I'm growing and I want to teach. And you too, Zach, you're very open as well, because we don't just meet through, like, when we have these lives and these videos, we do talk. And I have gotten to get to know you a little bit better as well. And I have to say that you're someone who's open. You're not going to gatekeep. You're not going to neither remind. And it shouldn't be like this, you guys.
No.
It shouldn't be like this. We're all here to help each other. That's why we're doing this. And I find that this whole YouTube stuff that is going on right now, and especially you, Zach, because you went through some stuff last week, and I'm not going to comment on all that because I have nothing else to say. But regarding that. But what I will say is that you guys, let's share some love. Let's be kind. Let's not attack each other. We can disagree. We'll
Yeah.
come from different backgrounds. We have different beliefs. We've been raised with different rhetorics. We're just, we're influenced by different things. So we can accept each other for who we are, and we should uplift each other and help each other. And
Yep.
I would just wanted to say out publicly, I'm sorry for what happened to you, Zach. I do realize that it rattled you, because we spoke after that happened. Right after that happened, you were really rattled. So you know what? It's karma, baby. It's karma. But karma goes both ways, bad and good.
Yeah.
So do some good if you want some good karma. Do bad, you're going to get bad karma. And that's it. We're here to help each other and help each other. And it's not just a working relationship. This is the last thing I'm going to say, because I don't like preaching, or I don't want to, act like I'm above it all, because I'm a human being with emotions myself. And I do get
Mhm.
affected and by things that are going on around. I just don't come out on YouTube and talk about stuff like that. But I want to say,
I
I
do.
do, I know you do, but everyone's got a different way of like
Yeah.
handling stuff, right? I just don't think that my channel is the place for this.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say is, which I forgot, I lost my trail of thought because I got like excited and heated right now at the same time. But what I'm trying to say is, like, you guys, it doesn't matter who's in this, going back to Heather and Jeff and all that. It's not about teams, right? We
Yeah.
can like Heather, dislike Heather, like Jeff, dislike Jeff, like Justin, or agree with their own political views. That is fine. But you know what? We are all educated out here, and we should be able to find an educated way and kind way to express our own beliefs, our feelings. We don't need to attack anyone. We don't need to be mean to anyone. And just, I remember what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that generally, to me, anyone who comes on my channel, I do build a relationship with them. It's not just like, I want you for clout, Zach. Come onto my channel and that's it. And then I'll call you
Yeah.
whenever I need you. No, if
Yeah.
Zach's on my channel, Georgia's my channel, Kempire's on my channel, or vice versa, I'm on theirs, it means that we have a relationship. We're building on a
Yeah.
relationship, friendship. I'm not just there for YouTube. I'm there for their personal lives too. And this is how we should all be here. That's how you build relationships, like long-standing relationships. And in the future, when Zach is like, Georgia Kempire, anyone out there is super famous, you can be proud of your famous friend and where they are. And you can say, well,
Yeah.
I helped my famous friend come to that because I was there for them. So you
Yeah.
can feel good about yourself too. That's
Yeah.
it.
And it's not hard to show support. It's not hard to clap for other people, and know that it doesn't affect you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just because somebody else is doing well doesn't mean that you're not doing well. You're doing well. Everybody has their own lane and is going at their own pace. And, we just have to send a little more love and light, especially in this
Ab-
creator space.
Absolutely. So you guys, it's not just here, but it's everywhere. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Don't get too invested in what you guys are watching and seeing. Drama is going to be, there's always going to be drama because people disagree. No,
Yeah.
it's entertaining. I'm entertained by it as well, because it's like an escape. You escape from your own issues by sort of getting involved with other people's issues that at the end of the day is petty. It's
Yeah.
petty. It's not real drama. Whether Justin, Heather liked those comments and Justin got offended because she didn't have his back or whatever. Yeah, it's big for them, but it's petty for us.
Yeah.
I mean, how does that affect our lives? That's all.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to show my support to you, Zach, because
I
I know
appreciate that. You've been very supportive. Yeah, and listen, I think, all we can do is show up, and you and I know we both had human and messy moments. I know I've had many human moments, but it's just about how we continue to show up moving forward.
Exactly. And I'm glad that the chat are agreeing with us. And that's why I love this community, and yours too, the Zach Packers too. Hey, Zach Packers and Femmies. I mean, you guys are, beings of light, and you see what we're coming from, and you're seeing what we're saying. And I love you guys for just putting that energy out there, especially on this live. So, and thanks, Storm, for all the support down there and telling and reminding everyone to like and subscribe as well. So, I don't know if the chat has any more questions. Do you have any more questions, Zach, regarding this whole
Who's gonna end up on top in the end? Like, how is it all gonna shake out on the end? Is it gonna be Heather? Is it gonna be Jeff? Is someone gonna get burned? Are they both gonna be okay in the end?
Okay, I'll have to do them separately so we can be more so there's more clarity. So let me start with I'll start with Justin since it started with Justin, and then I'll get to Heather and then Jeff. Okay, so Justin. First, I'll pull. Justin will be fine, you guys. Justin will be absolutely fine. You know what? Justin he also needs to figure out. I feel he's also confused. I feel he does enjoy doing the podcast, but maybe he's a little bit stuck with his career and elsewhere. Maybe he's getting tired of the live shows, or he wants to switch things up, or he wants something different. And I do see that in time, if he takes control and he really goes after his dreams and his ambitions, that he will come on top. Ace of Cups here. But I also feel that he's also right now, not just because of the Heather stuff, but I do feel that maybe in his private life, he's going through some stuff as well. So he's not emotionally 100% there. Now, regarding Heather, let's see. Heather, the magician, she's going to try to change things. I said before, she's definitely going to change things and work with someone, Six of Cups. Oh, Heather's going to have more drama with more people. I feel there's going to be people sort of distancing themselves from her. Knight of Swords. But you know what? She's resilient. Geminis are resilient, very resourceful and
Yes,
resilient.
we are.
Yes, you are, Gems. And she is going to come on top, but it's going to be a very, very turbulent journey.
Yeah.
See that, okay? Ooh, death. Ooh, yeah. There's going to be something else that's coming out in the future, all right, about Heather it's going to be bigger than this, okay? It's going to be bigger than that. And that's when, remember what I said before? I said she's going to switch things up. She's going to change her strategy. She might change how she does her podcast, etc., or who she works with. After that, that's when we're going to see those changes on her podcast and the way she does things and how she appears, because there's going to be another big blowout. Oh, Heather. Geminis. Hold on. Let's see Jeff now. Let's see. What can you tell me about Jeff, please? All right. I don't know if you can see all the cards. Sorry if I can't fit them all in. This one, Judgment, 10 of Swords. Oh, dear. 4 of Swords. Oh, Jeff. Jeff is never-ending drama. Never-ending drama with Jeff. Jeff is gonna get some flat. I feel that he's gonna get some negative crap coming his way. Judgment as well. 10 of Swords. He's gonna. 10 of Swords. Things are changing for Jeff too. Could be his channel. I'm sorry to say, could be his channel. He has a new channel on Sirius called Jeff Lewis. The Jeff Lewis channel, I feel it's around his channel because it's swords and it's the end. It could be that it doesn't work out. They don't find the right formula in his channel and it's not profitable enough. And then Sirius says, we pull the plug. It feels to me, and that's going to be a major. There's his card again. Can you see Jeff keeps coming up?
I got the devil.
King of Wands. But 4 of Cups, that's going to be a major blow for Jeff if and when things go south with his channel, with his radio channel.
Interesting.
Interesting. So we'll see that happening. And I do think that it's going to be, I get a 10, so it could be 10 weeks or 10 months. where but I feel it's going to be more so 10 weeks. So 2.5 months, 2.5, 3 months.
Heather
Wow.
will definitely feel vindicated at the end of all this.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. But Heather has her own stuff going on, okay? She's got people who are not very pleased with her right now that are in her group, social group, whatever. And it's Heather needs to reconsider really honestly, seriously, who she hangs out with and who real allies and friends are, and really be loyal and show loyalty to them, like
Yeah.
openly. That's what people want to see as well. People don't like disloyal people, full stop.
Yeah.
You see that on all the Bravo shows. People just attack people who don't show loyalty
Yeah.
to other people. So this is what I see. Yeah. Oh, and his relationship too. Something about his relationship. Oh God. I'm not
It's
gonna
gonna
I'm not gonna
it's
get
gonna
into
go
that.
it's gonna get better or worse?
Oh, doesn't look better. Like, I feel Jeff really wants to make this relationship work. And generally he wants his relationship, but I'm talking about his romantic relationship with Stu. He wants to make it work. He does. But the son. Yeah, it seems to me that it's going to work. I mean, I don't see them breaking up. I know they're always on and off, on and off, on and off. It's exhausting, but there are going to be some issues there as well, maybe regarding, and I feel that it has to do with like living together or home, like the home setup or whether they're going to move in together, stuff like something like that. I feel tension and change regarding that. So
Okay. Interesting.
oh, Andrew's saying that the VPR cast are going to turn on Heather. What do you think?
I don't know. I know that she's like forged a deeper relationship with them recently. I mean, I'm curious to see I feel like it's probably going to be like a repeat of the Kardashians, you know? You get too close, you're in that opposite world that you're not in the reality world, you're in the commentary world, and I think it just I think maybe the VPR cast may be Kardashians all over again with Heather.
Maritza wants to know, is Heather loyal to anyone? I feel that she's loyal to her inner circle, i.e. friends that she's known outside the entertainment industry, and to her family. Yes, I do feel that she is loyal to them, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I just
Um,
think, especially after Chelsea lately, I feel like she's been burned a bit.
oh yeah, we forgot another fallout, another YouTube drama, which is David Yontef and Kim D. It's retrograde, guys. There's more to come. This is not
Is
it.
there not with my situation, right? My situation's done and we're ready to move on.
Let me, as a friend, let me just tell you, stop talking about it. Just let it go. That's
Yeah, I'm
honestly,
done. Yeah, I'm done.
you said your piece. You were honest. You really described what happened, but I really think that you should just let it go now.
Drop it. Yeah, I'm ready to move on. I'm
People
over
have
it.
discernment. They can judge for themselves. Okay.
Yeah.
And
And
people are
I don't
intuitive.
I don't want people to judge me based off of my role in that situation. I want people to judge me based off of who I show up and continue to be like every day, you know? Judge me based off of what you get and receive from me, not based off of a situation.
But no one does. It's not, you didn't
No,
do
yeah.
anything wrong. You were the
Yeah.
one you was at the end, you got the brunt of it. So that's why I'm saying, because the more you're going to talk about it, just like with all the drama, it's going to turn against you. Look at Ariana. Look at everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
victim, usually the one that people see as a victim,
Yeah.
when things get oversaturated and people get like overloaded with information, it switches. That's why that is
Yeah.
my advice as your psychic friend. Enough.
Good.
People
Well,
know.
there's
They're
too much
intuitive.
good to come. Yes.
Exactly. Focus on you, focus on your success, focus on your path. People love you. People will love you even more. More people will find you. And that's what matters.
Are the stars gonna calm down, like, with all the beef and the drama with everybody right now? Like, are things gonna calm down leading to the end of the year?
Yeah, after the 16th.
Okay.
after the 16th, because retrograde goes direct. But then we've got, where's my sheet of paper? Hold on, because I've written it down. Oh no, it's not here. But I wrote it down somewhere where Pluto enters Aquarius, where there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. But this is more this involves more the collective and world events rather than what's happening now in our individual lives. And until the 16th, until retrograde goes direct, you guys, zip it. If you don't like someone, if you want to like just use filters, sleep on it. Be careful when you're driving, when you're traveling, double check everything, save everything, just make sure that you've got your work saved, because this is retrograde. Things can go wrong. If you are a content creator, check your tech, check your equipment before you start recording a video, because look at what happened to me. I started recording all the signs for predictions for September, and half the signs, the mic is off, like the whole sound is off. And I'm like, why did I have to wait until retrograde to do this? So things like that. So miscommunication is a big thing. Thank you, Rose. Rose says, what a wonderful collaboration of two lovely souls. I love to see all sides of situations like this. Thank you both for being respectful and for keeping the positive energy. Thank you, guys. Thank you, because you are a very respectful community as well. Let's see if you guys drop your cues down below if you have any more last questions for Joe Jonas. Oh yeah, here we go. We have another breakup. Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner, they're divorcing. Everyone's kind of shook. Maybe we can talk about this light mission on a separate live where I'm going to do, because we need more than just one card for that. And I don't want to take up too much time from Zach's time, because it's Sunday and he's got his beautiful, lovely pups at home that need his attention, and he's loved. They're so adorable. I'm so glad you got that second one, to be honest. I'm so glad you got it.
Me too. He's precious.
Did the blue moon have anything to do with all the crazy? I'm sure it was. It's just 7 planets in retrograde, blue moon, super moon in Pisces. Pisces about illusions as well, breaking away from the illusion, or seeing things clearly now, or just wanting to change something that's been sort of festering. And yeah, it sounds like it, and it sounds the same for Zach as well. I feel that this all had to sort of like come to a head for it to die down and go away, if you will, because it is the way it is. So yeah. Well, anyways, I think we can wrap it up now. This was an incredible live. Thank you, Zach, for doing it. As always, you asked the right questions. We'll do it again for sure. Whenever you've got time, whenever something big hits the news again, or the Bravo news, we'll definitely ask the cards and get some clarity. Thank you all for being here. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this channel. And if you're new and you don't know who Zach is, how's that possible? Head on over. Everything's linked down below to his channel. Just, subscribe over there. Download his podcast too. Follow him on Instagram. You know what to do, you guys. You've heard this 1,000 times. But thank you all, guys. Thank you for joining us. Till next time. Bye.